Alright, and welcome back everyone. Back in Hitherheith. Hitherheith is a very complicated name that you certainly don't need to remember, because we are just going to use this small island here for a fur production that we have, right? We have the workforce here, so we don't even need to build any farmers. We can just have 10 fur dealers here right away, or hunters. First of all, what I need to do here, once again, is of course my little propaganda machinery that we need to get up here with a bit of minus consumption and income. And then all we need to do here is having a bit of timber. So we have plenty of timber on my crusty beard ship. And then we just place them here. So let's just find them. There we have them. And there we have the hunting cabin. As we can see, 10 farmers it needs, and that's all of it. And this one here already has the 100%, so we can place it here. And then we're just going to have another one. So they're very easy to build as well. The 100% is basically always on, except if you have a mountain right next to it or something like that. And then we're going to have another one right here and right here. Those guys. This is not the end of it though, because we can still add way more than that. Up here I would like to have another warehouse. Let's just see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them now. And then I have right up here another one. Here I can squeeze in one more, going right next to the warehouse. And on this side here we can also have a few more. This guy has 100%. There we're going to need a warehouse. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I can squeeze in on this island. That's just enough workforce of what we have. The only thing now, I need to build them. Those guys still need a street connection. So this is all about the fur. Now, this is not going to be enough fur though for the future, right? So we're still going to need more fur from somewhere else. And we probably will need to import it, because in Crown Falls, we don't have enough space anymore and not enough islands for all of it. So they're going to work now for me. They're planting first, and then we have the hunting cabins up here. Let's get my crusty beard back to Crown Falls. Doesn't need to stay there. There are also some more warships waiting already. Let's just check it real quick. Do we have not another island, right? We do have still a few unoccupied islands, I think, somewhere out here. Even though most of them will be occupied now, there's still an island. So we might still send something over there. We have a gunboat. Let's do this. So this gunboat is still exploring a bit of the wasteland of what we still have there. And that's basically it. Let's go back to the old world real quick and have a look around if we not have some fur here. Unfortunately, we only really have this island here left open, right, from Lady Margaret Hunt. We could take it back quite easily. It's a small island. She's not got the biggest defense on it. And that's it, right? So fur is really something, well, where we don't have the best of things. I do have enough influence and money, so let's just build up another fleet here in the old world as well. So 4 heavy warships coming out here as well, so that we can conquer this island and take the furs. Once again, we have a bit of space here, and this will need to transfer then right to Crown Falls. Now let's go back to Crown Falls, to a city that is getting increasingly big, I should say. And what we can do here is now, let's just check real quick. First of all, we don't have cotton fabric in yet. I'm going to improve or increase now my depots here and another landing pier that we can build out there. Right, so the harbor area is starting to look like something too. And another thing that we can still do here is we can finish a few more of our districts. So this one here, that we still have plenty of houses that we can build now. And something that I haven't done yet really is putting ornaments to the whole thing, like those ornaments here. So this is something that we might try to do now as well. So trees, at least, having a few trees there around it. For that we just need to open up our parks, and we might have the temperate grove or the elm trees. I love the elm trees, most of it, because they look very autumnesque, and I love to have autumn in my town. And as we can see, just this row here cost me 1,200 credits. So having these trees is actually quite an expensive business in my town. But boy, does it enhance the look of it. Right, especially for the green areas that we have then, for the more luxury areas that we have around then. Or along the main avenue that we have here right in the city center, having then those trees. Of course, right now we only have a couple of workers living here, but later, once we have the engineers in the big main buildings, the skyscrapers, having a few trees here and there is actually looking not so bad. And this is expensive though, gotta say that. And while we're at beautification, let's also just really quickly upgrade a few more farmers. We got lots of farmers at the moment in the city. So this whole block we can upgrade. Some more farmers. Down here, closer to the city itself, we have a lot of farmers that want some upgrading. Of course, we don't have that much timber for all of them, but that is fine. So those guys here have received their upgrade as well. And yeah, it's getting now increasingly more complicated upgrading them because, well, we do need to increase our industry with all of them. So I rather have the workers just a brief amount of time and then push them right to artisans because we don't need the basic stuff then all the time. The schnapps and the work cloth. And once again, still no cotton fabric in. It takes quite a lot of time to get here from the new world.
Ship constructed.
And we've also finished another big warship that is coming now out from our shipyard. So there we got a few of them.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
And also here in the new world, some warships have arrived now to protect our islands. Right, let's move them right here to Rio Grande, because there we don't have the best defense. So I'm going to move them here, and the ships will do hopefully a nice job there at it. In Hither Height, we now have the production up and running. So the hunting cabins are now fully producing the fur coats. So let's just have a trade route on it, right? I do have, though, quite a lot of big ships. And I don't like to have such a big ship like a Royal Galleon on a trade route for fur. And since there is not really that much danger out there, we are also just going to add now the frigate, Neptuno. It's a warship, but it can defend itself at least to this trade route. Let's just create a new trade route, and it's going from Hither Height. I just love that name, so I'm going to keep it. With the fur, so it's agricultural, there we have the fur, and as we can see, it's a very short route anyway, so we don't need such a big ship on it. And yeah, the frigate that we have, Neptuno, will be doing the job for it, and we might actually don't care about what happens from now on. That is that. So cotton is coming in. Is it coming in finally? Still no cotton here, but a lot of ships at the moment. Now I need to check now where my cotton trader is. This is taking too much time. I finally found Samson. It's on the world map right now, traveling back, so it should have unloaded a bit of cotton fabric unless it started. Yep, I think it's still the first turn of this trade route, so there wasn't enough cotton back in the day. So by now we should have a lot of cotton fabric, 250 tons. I'm going to add another ship on this. We got... we don't have good ships there. I will need to add another trade route to the cotton fabric, because it's just taking too much time for one to take the full turn. So the Barnacle, we have another Royal Galleon out here. And the Barnacle is going on the straight route with one heavy warship as defense. And the Barnacle. There it is. Royal Galleon. On the way now too, as we can see, to the new world with that beautiful, beautiful view that we have there once again in the morning. So hopefully we can speed this up and finish the last production that we need. Now we have a lot of resources, and I wouldn't like to spend them. So we have a whole new district coming up for artisans, those guys here. And we also still have lots of workers here that I might to upgrade. But of course that also takes a lot of timber that we don't have that much. But this is looking like something here, right? With the entrances. Of course, we could use then the paved roads now, starting slowly with that for all the paved roads here that we want to have. This is going to be a lot of tiny detail work, right? Upgrading all of that to the paved roads. But that is something I'm doing step by step then for these blocks of houses here. Now, with all the artisans coming in, I hope my consumption is still looking fine then and everything. So let's just check this real quick. And as we can see, it's looking perfectly fine. The only thing that's looking down here a bit is the bread now. Now for the bread, we do have our main island there with the bread. And that is here. We still have some grain farms that we can build. So let's build them. And keep in mind here, once again, those grain farms are going to receive some oil production at some point. There's also some flour mills in addition. Let's just check this. We have enough grain here actually for those guys, so that the flour is moving over to Crown Falls. The trade route is taking care of the rest. And yeah, we have no flour here. So flour boosting is the main objective that we have there. And this is why we have the grain farms. One way of producing or increasing the productivity of the grain farms right now would be with boosting them. I could boost them by 50%, no problem. I would get some riots occasionally, right? But it would only be affecting those people here. And it's a very small town anyway, so the damage would never really be high. We could also just give them a bit of schnapps and thus make them happy. And then they would also like to work more for us. So let's just check our schnapps in Crown Falls. We have plenty of schnapps, over 1100. So what we might actually do is we take this grain here, the grain trade route, amphitrite, and amphitrite is going to use one of its slots there for a bit of schnapps, but not much. Never really so much, right? It's a very short trade route, keep in mind. So we're going up to 20 schnapps that we're going to get to King Dribble. So once they are happy there with the schnapps, we have satisfied them with alcohol. They're too drunk to protest. And then we can just boost the productivity of these grain farms even further before we add the oil to it. The schnapps has come in, and now we can boost the productivity of the grain farms. As we can see, they're still not too happy about everything, but getting it up by 30% gives me minus 14 happiness. That will leave us with still plus 6 happiness. So they're still content enough. There would be no protesting, at least not in the near future. That also means that my flour mills that are using some farmers, we could also boost. And look at that. We would only really lose 2 happiness there if we boost it by 30% as well. So with this, we boosted our grain production now just with the addition of a bit of schnapps. And schnapps, of course, there's the next 20 tons coming in. So 20 tons is nothing for Crown Falls, but it's a lot for smaller islands with like King Dribble, right? And as we can see, it's not even consumed the previous 20 tons, and the next 20 tons are already coming in. So with such a short trading route, no big deal. And we have thus, well, increased our grain and flour production by quite a bit. So I'm hoping, there it is, the flour is already up. Oh! And Princess Jing is threatening us with war. I mean, I know that... Oh, she's got battleships now too. We should rather pay it, I guess. We don't want to have war with it, but this is not good, of course. This is only the first demand. There's going to be more than that. Yeah, of course we're going to pay. Because to be honest, I'm a bit afraid of her. Let's just check the statistics there real quick. So military-wise, she's actually a bit stronger than us right now. Economically, we are stronger thanks to Crown Falls. But she's still keeping up there quite nicely. I love this mod. So finally, Princess Jing is up there as well with the rest. And we need to hurry up there a bit also with our fleet production, right? We have the influence, we have the money. Where are my warships? Heavy warships. Let's get 3 more out here. And we got another 2 royal galleons coming out this shipyard. But I have a feeling that we are going with a big war against her at some point. Because she is already threatening us. And it's very hard to keep the our reputation up there with her, right? It's going down and down. So we are going against war with her at some point. In the meantime, let's build another school, church, that we haven't finished yet there. In this district, and we have a bit of timber again. Let's also finish another row of houses with artisans, those guys here. And perhaps, yep, there we have a smaller row as well of artisans close to the sanatorium that we have there, right? So all of them are coming up. And there is the fleet of Princess Jing here just in Crown Falls at the moment. And I don't know where she's moving. I just hope that it's not against us. With a little surprise war there. But yeah, this is not looking so good. She no longer is under pressure by Miss Hunt. Miss Hunt is a bit weaker now. And that of course means that she is pushing further. As we can see, Miss Hunt is on these two big islands there. But that's it for now. And Jing really got the upper hand there. They're still purchasing shares of each other all the time. I might just do the same since I do have a bit of money there at the moment. I might just purchase some shares from enemy islands to get my share value up there. But it's actually really expensive. Share here of Princess Jing. I was talking about investments. And we would have really risen in the balance there if we would have purchased some shares back in the days when it was cheap. Because right now it costs 560,000 coin for one share to get it, right? But they're worth it. Now, my main fleet has, or well, one of my main fleets has arrived here in the old world once again. And we're going to move them now up here to Sleepy Hollow. And from here, then up to this island here that I want to take for the fur. That is still something. We have a few ruins there as well. I think the plague is over now. And the riots are gone too. So we might just rebuild all of them. And get the workforce back on track. Because I still also have some ships here being produced in Sleepy Hollow as well. But then hopefully we can take this one for a bit of more fur. Let's just check back once again. Oh, I'm getting a bit shocked every time that I look at her fleet there roaming around. She could definitely take us right now in Sunken Treasures or in this map. That's why I need to build more ships. And of course the steamships. Now, did we get some cotton fabric finally? Because it's all about that right now. Nope, we still don't have that. What one explosion can cause, we can see here. So this was the explosion and everything around is on fire. We do have the fire station close by though, so this should be no problem. But it reminds us how important it is to have some good fire stations like this one in the industrial district.
In one of your factories.
Right, so this is going to help then the whole area here. Now, I would also like to check real quick. Steel, we still have plenty of. And that means, of course, the sewing machines are also still going up, right? So this is looking good. The rum is good. It's just about the fur now. I think fur we also have now. There we have it, the fur. And it's still all about the cotton fabric now, which should be coming in now any second. Oh, look at that. Also, Anne is threatening once again with 120,000 coin this time. Should we pay it? That's the big question. Should we pay that amount of money? I don't know. These demands won't become less. That's the problem. They just increase in demands. A war with the pirate, though, is totally crippling our old world presence. Let's upgrade that block here. And yeah, we just accept for now. But I don't know how much longer we're going to do this then. We'll see. That is that. And we can still upgrade those blocks here though. Even though these blocks here require something. And that is the marketplace that we have here. So I might just have now a paved road going all the way this side. We do need a paved road sooner or later anyway. And the paved road is, as we know, boosting the influence of the buildings. There we have the marketplaces. Right, and we do have quite a lot of bricks to do all of that. And now they have the full influence of the marketplace. And now we can upgrade all of them. Even though those guys here... Oh, those are the workers already. Right, so we don't need them necessarily. Though we do need a school here as well in this area. We don't have a school here. I do have the space up here. Or, yeah, here. And this is where we're going to add another school to the area. And after a full, I think, 20 minutes of waiting, the cotton finally arrives. I have no idea why it took so long this time. There we get the cotton. There was no incidents, right? It's still being protected. It just took that long. And we need to speed that up for the future. Now, in King Dribble, we have a bit more timber again. we need to push this one now with the flour mills, because I'm pretty sure that the grain will be quite full here. So let's just push us a few more of these flour mills there. And let's upgrade the warehouses as well. Right, so that's quite the production. And with the remaining timber, let's just build the last houses that we also have here up there for these buildings in this ordinary village of King Dribble.
Attention,
and we're getting this back here to Crown Falls. Right. Rum. And please give me now my freaking cotton fabrics. Let's just have a look at the world map again real quick. As we can see, it is a normal distance there. It's not something that is impossible. And yet it takes forever for those cottons there. They're even very close there to the end of the whole map. There's the next rum transport. Oh. This looks a bit strange here. What is going on here? We are in the middle.
Time the rigging.
Why are they so slow? They're barely moving. Something is wrong here. They might be stuck in this area. They're not on a trade route. So I'm just going to move them now to the side. And look at that, they're much faster. I think they were stuck in the pirate ship. It looked like that. Alright, this might have been a problem there.
Night's black.
And look at Hugo. He's also got his fleet up there. A lot of them. Certainly going to be interesting in the end game against all of them. So the cotton hopefully will flow again. Cotton fabric, we actually have quite a lot here, so I might just push another trade route. And since it's a rather safe trade route, we might just put one command ship on it, right? So this one, it can be protected. No, wait, let's have 2 frigates as protection for it. And, oh, look at that. Mercia has a nice quest there too, a pickup quest, and we would get actually an item that increases the attractiveness of the island. Let's do this. And Steamed Bream here is going to be on the cotton fabric. So we got 3 ships now on this one. So let's just do this real quick. In the old world, meantime, we can rebuild the Schnapps distilleries, something that we definitely should. And we're now moving the main fleet up here to take this island there. Right, we're moving it up here though, so that we can use the wind once again to boost ourselves into the harbor area without getting attacked too much. And another thing is we're going to build, get rid of these warships there, and we're going to build, let's build a clipper, because we're going to need fur traders again on this trade route as well, right? So we're going to have that then going into Crown Falls, like so. The soap is still looking fine, and look at that, we're at above 40,000 people now and a balance of 12,000. So I'm pretty sure that another huge good has come in Crown Falls. Not only that, but the cotton fabric, which is still not in and it's totally destroying me, is hopefully coming in now any second.
New orders?
There it is. There's the cotton. So we can now also build the next factories, which is going to be those guys here, the fur dealers. Now the fur dealers will need, first of all, a warehouse, and then we can build the first 4 fur dealers. And he hates fur coats thus he hates us, it seems. Then we got the first ones up now, and in that case, they will now finally give us the fur coats, which is the last good that we need on our way to the engineers. And the engineers are going to change the game dramatically then. Stay tuned.